Our top story, federal officers protecting the ICE building in Portland testified in court today that they're exhausted, overwhelmed, and need the help of the National Guard. But does the president have the authority to send in federalized troops? That's the question before a federal judge in Portland in a high-stakes trial. Kyle Leboshi is live outside the federal courthouse with a recap of day two. Kyle?
Tim, today we heard two very different perspectives. On one hand, Portland police that suggested they've got the situation under control outside the ICE facility and don't need the National Guard. On the other, federal officers who say they need assistance and they're not getting it. Day two of a federal trial over the deployment of National Guard troops to Portland included video of an October 18th protest outside the ICE facility. An assistant chief with Portland police testified when zooming in and slowing the video, it shows a federal officer firing a less than lethal round into the ground, ricocheting towards the ICE building. That triggered federal officers to deploy tear gas on a crowd of peaceful protesters. Judge Karen Immerget questioned the relevance of the video, telling lawyers from the city of Portland focus on what really matters, specifically earlier events leading up to President Trump's order to deploy the National Guard. Willamette University law professor Laura Appelman says the timeline is key to the case.
I think we're going to have a lot of testimony about what happened on the ground in front of Portland ICE in June, July, and August. Because one of the arguments that both sides have engaged in is what time period do we look at in determining whether we need the National Guard?
The state of Oregon, California, and city of Portland are suing the Trump administration and want a permanent injunction, arguing the president overstepped his authority by deploying National Guard troops. Trump administration lawyers called on a deputy regional director at the Federal Protective Service, the agency responsible for protecting the ICE building. He testified Portland police isn't providing necessary help because of immigration policy protections or sanctuary laws. When asked by the federal lawyer, when PPB shows up at the ICE facility, do you expect them to help? He replied, not generally, no. He went on to describe how federal officers protecting the ICE office are exhausted, and out-of-town support from other federal law enforcement agencies can't be sustained. So how many people are actually protecting the ICE building here in Portland? We heard a number of different figures cited in court today, but one that stood out, 120 to 180 federal officers. That's over a 24-hour period from a variety of sub-agencies. Lawyers with the state of Oregon question the accuracy of that data. This trial is expected to wrap up tomorrow.
Kyle, thanks a lot.